Okay, so a treatment plan for Joe from a PPP perspective. I would say first looking at some of the goals of treatment. First, a stated goal would be to stop stealing and some of the misbehavior and missing school. Some of the unstated goals that I would explore with Joe would be to improve his self-concept and self-worth, to redefine what it is to be a child and the role of a child, and thirdly, to redefine what relationships with adults should be looking like. I think a key thing to keep in mind when looking at some of those unstated goals, though, will be motivation from Joe. I think some of those things will be quite difficult for him to explore in the first place. And also, he's kind of a goal-oriented person, but I think it's a more surface, cut and dry kind of goal. So, the stated goal, I need to stop stealing, I need to go to school more, otherwise I'm going to go to jail or something like that. That's easy for him to understand developmentally and kind of the way he's been brought up. So I think some of those unstated goals will have to work to find that motivation, and maybe as things start to improve, he'll find that motivation even more so. We would probably begin, well, most importantly, we'd be beginning by building that therapeutic alliance right off the bat, and that would be an ongoing upkeep throughout the therapy. We will encounter a lot of mistrust. I'm sure he has not had a lot of adults in his life that he can rely on, so I think that'll be something that we'll have to continually work on. I think then we would begin by looking at Joe's current narrative surrounding his responsibilities in life and his relationships that he has with adults. And then from there, we would kind of pull apart some interpretation from these narratives and explore new ways that Joe could see himself as a child and new ways that he could interact within relationships and get some more of his needs met. We would work to find some more accurate perceptions of some of the traumatic events that he's encountered, talking about, how, it wasn't his fault that some of the things took place, and it isn't his responsibility to fix the events after they've happened. And also talk about some of those coping strategies, how they came to be, and how that doesn't necessarily have to be his responsibility moving forward. And then lastly, I'd be interested to do a lot of emotional exploration with Joe. And again, I think the motivation for this would be a little tough because he hasn't done a lot of emotional exploration, and I don't think people have frequently asked him how he's doing or what needs he has. So I think that might be difficult for Joe, but also super beneficial in helping him build healthier relationships in the future.